Well, good morning, everyone. Dr. Ray Mattlack with us once again. West Texas Wild, one of our favorite programs here on the early show, and talking about another snake that we have in our area. We have so many different kinds. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, today we're going to talk about a snake. We have two in this group. These are hognose snakes, and they get their name from their upturned snout. Both of these snakes are primarily toad feeders. They feed on a lot of amphibians. The hognose here, this is a western. If you lift it up and turn it over, you'd see most of its belly was black. It's got a rostrum, that rostral scale, that nose scale, that's really flared out for helping it to burrow in the sand. These are generally found in sandy habitats. Again, feed on amphibians a lot, feed on lizards, sometimes feed on small mammals. And as we were talking before the show, I mentioned that these have a mild venom in their well, they're mildly venomous, I guess is the best way to say it, because some people aren't convinced that it's a venom, some are convinced it's a toxic saliva. So there's a little debate about that, but regardless, they're not harmful to humans. The bite to a human is of no medical consequence at all.
That's always good to know.
Good to know, good to know. But they will put on quite a show, as you've seen before. They'll flare their heads out, they'll hiss, they'll play dead. So a very interesting snake in terms of their behavior. They'll do a lot of things to try to prevent becoming prey, because snakes, as you well know, are eaten by a lot of things in the wild.
Okay, now do these ever get mistaken for a rattlesnake? I notice they have a relatively similar pattern on them.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, and their hiss sounds a lot like a rattle. And so partly their appearance, partly their hissing, and then their frantic movement, if you get close to them, sometimes makes it very hard to identify them as a hognose rather than a rattlesnake.
So basically they just want you to leave them alone, and they'll go around and eat any toads just around your area.
Take a step back and leave them alone.
All right, sounds very good. Thanks once again for joining us, and well, we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me.
All right.